But every single creator, every single creative that is pushing out there, innovator, dreamer, imaginator, coach, producer of content, anybody like that is really valuable and worthy of their hire.
Okay, yep, that's it. That is going to be the new Lem drop.
Good morning again from New York City. Thank you for joining me on today's vlog. This is the 16th day of daily vlogging, some of which I really didn't necessarily vlog the way I am right now. It was more of live streaming or, live streaming. Just going live on YouTube or in my group. Yesterday I went live talking about my newest achievement, which is being a Amazon content creator. So that's interesting for me. That's going to be a new journey. I love these new challenges. I love these new areas. And oftentimes I find myself, I don't know if you found yourself in it. If you're like me, comment below if this will resonate with you. But I hop into things that I think are popping or things that are like, I feel like are going to move or are going to provide me some type of reach to other people and maybe, increase my bottom line a little bit. And I've paid into it and I've bought into programs and sometimes buying into it and jumping into programs excitedly thinking I'm going to do this thing. And then I find myself like months later paying, like $20 a month for something I haven't used yet. But so comment below if this has happened to you. But anyhow, so my newest thing yesterday, I celebrated being an Amazon affiliate and influencer. For those of you that do not know, I do run a meme group, meme pages, both in Instagram and on Facebook for photographers, because I've been a photographer since 2015, at least getting paid for being one, for portrait work and wedding work. So enjoy doing these these memes. Actually, I have a company that that I do memes for them as a pro. So if you want to say I'm a pro memer, I don't know if there's even a field like that where we get paid to do memes. Well, that's me then. So those groups have allowed me to amass enough following that YouTube, or rather Amazon, has given me the chance to be able to provide content or content so I could sell items and gear to that demo. And hopefully I'll be able to do that in 2021. One thing about the meme work that I do, I try to stay anonymous because it is pretty snarky and sarcastic. And definitely I feel like it's a little bit away from my normal positive vibe and positive content producing, where I'm celebrating people. Although I have to say, in the meme world, it's about, just laughing and making fun of things that we take sometimes too seriously that are not really that serious. Especially for photographers, we can get kind of like wrapped up into our own genre and into our mode, into our gear and into the way we shoot, and it becomes like a marriage to us that if you make fun of it, then we're mad. But in reality, especially when it comes to gear talk, we're just creating imagery and trying to produce certain things. But there are people that are really kind of loyalists to their brand or loyalists to the way they do things, and it can get them really ruffled up when you talk about their brand or their method of doing things. So that's always fun to do that. I just don't think we should take ourselves too seriously. I think we should take our family seriously, our faith seriously. I think we should take tomorrow seriously. I think we should take our creativity seriously. but all these other things, it's so much fun to really kind of take our lives as lighthearted. I think if there's a lem drop to be said, is to enjoy the things that we're creating and not to be so caught up and wrapped up into it that our emotion, our feeling, our vibe, our outlook, our our joy, our happiness is like rooted in people constantly being positive or celebratory about it. You know, sometimes we just have to step back and just be like, yeah, that was funny. I did that and that was hilarious. So I kind of give that levity to the photographers that follow the pages. And from the feedback that they give me, it seems like everybody's enjoying it. So anyhow, these followers have allowed me to be able to enter into the space of Amazon selling and content creation, so which is very interesting to me. Right? Very interesting because it's another avenue to influence people, another avenue to be able to connect with people and build community and hopefully bring value to people. And then it'll bring some money. Now, there have been moments in my life where I was driven by money creation instead of value creation, where I'm driven by how much money I can make. And if I can appeal to people's desire and wants, then I can make the money that I want to make from them. So it was almost like a parasite, you know, looking for a host. It's just a host that's open to, you know, to give the blood that they create and the sweat that they produce, and turn it into a commodity for myself and turn it into, you know, bag for myself, a coin for myself. And this past couple of weeks, maybe even a month or so, just connecting with other creators and other business people, I see the path that I'd like to walk into, and that is really providing value to others. And I think this is not just in business and not just in content
In order
creation.
for you to have fulfilling
I see it in
marriages,
ministry, I see it also with marriage.
these concepts has to be
For those of
changed.
you
Your
that do not
mindset
know,
has to change.
I do provide and produce content.
Right, your life is no
marriage
longer
advice
your
with my
own,
wife. So
you know, or everything is
hashtag
not just
Simple
about
Marriage
yourself.
Tips. Check it out
But
on
now you have
YouTube.
another person to
I'll
consider.
drop the link in the description. But yeah, all these different avenues, they are richer. The content is better. It brings more satisfaction to me as a viewer, and hopefully the same when it comes to you. When I'm there knowing that this person is attempting and doing their best to provide value for me and for the
testing
things
the
that
waters
I
and
do.
going out there
And
doing your
I've
passion.
found
And Lem, you're
in
like crushing it in that.
the
Well,
online
thank you,
communities
thank you. And
that
I'm
I have been a
I'm
part
glad
of and
this
have
is
helped to grow
I'm getting
and
a
build,
little bit of free
is that those that
consultations.
provide value are really celebrated.
But we are
And
here for
That's
the
right.
if you're
wrap
around
up
the right
tonight.
people, the same
let's
people
do this.
will
Good,
see the
everybody.
value and will
We're
give
gonna
into
have
what you're providing.
Kevin
and
running
what
the
you're
lion
producing.
sounds and
I
the
think content
applause. 'Cause
creators
he's gonna-
will respond and resonate with people that they see are providing value, and then give back to that value point. You know, back when I was younger and I was just starting to create, you know, I used torrent and I used downloads. I downloaded Photoshop, you know, so that I could circumvent paying for it. But as I began to create more, and as I began to see my own sweat equity into what I was providing or what I was creating, I realized that this is work. And the creation that people are pushing out there, and even though I'm able, not legally, but I'm able to find another way to get their content, that it's really an undercut to myself. I'm undercutting myself. Yeah, sure, I'm taking my money and giving it to somebody else, but in hindsight, if I was on the other side, I mean, I'm worthy of that hire. I'm worthy of that wage. Biblically, the Bible tells us that a workman is worthy of his wages. There's no content creator that is not producing content and that is giving value that is not worthy of what it is they're asking for. Now, it maybe in their own mind they may have a different market value, but for every single creator, every single creative that is pushing out there, innovator, dreamer, imaginator, coach, producer of content, anybody like that is really valuable and worthy of their hire. And the same when it comes to our families. When you're providing value to your spouse, when you're providing value to your children, when you're providing value to your communities, your circles, your communities of faith, and your communities of friendships, people will return to you what you are giving them. Another biblical fact, the scripture tells us that if you sow or if you give, it shall be given back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Why? You consider it. You're one person giving into a community. Well, if that community finds value in what you're giving, then there's a multiplicity of the return. Because there's one of you giving, so let's say an hour of your time giving. Well, if there's 10 people that are receiving that same value worth and find it really legitimate that what you're giving them, well, if they return, even 30 minutes of the hour that you give, well, if there's 10 of them, you're talking about 300 minutes. You're talking about 5 hours. So an hour in, 5 hours out. So when you give, it will be given back to you. And that's really kind of like fundamentally what I've been learning in this season, that what has been taught to me by the Bible, what has been taught to me by the preachers, what has been taught to me by my parents, is if you give, it will come back to you. But you must give without thinking of returns, because that's the only way I believe you can fully really invest in the gift, when you're not thinking about what you're getting back. Until next time, talk to you guys.
Everybody say hello to Adam.
Hi! Thanks for you for watching. I'll stay happy and rise up. Bye!
Good job, buddy.